10 travel mistakes most people make and how to avoid them. Level B. 2. Upper Intermediate. Before a journey begins, long before the airplane door closes or the first sunrise is seen from an unfamiliar hotel window, travel starts with imagination. People picture ocean mornings, street markets, temples hidden in green valleys, and restaurants full of quiet music and unfamiliar spices. But between inspiration and reality lies the preparation stage, the part where excitement can easily turn into confusion, stress, and unnecessary mistakes. Most travelers don't fail during the trip. They create their problems earlier while booking flights, packing luggage, or even choosing destinations based only on advertising. The mistakes are simple, human, and almost universal. And yet, understanding them changes everything. Before you leave, where the real journey starts. Preparation is the invisible half of travel. It determines comfort, cost, and safety long before the plane even takes off. Many people plan with enthusiasm, but not with clarity. They buy tickets before checking weather seasons, book hotels without researching location, pack for every situation, and trust tourist crowds more than intuition. Then, once abroad, they wonder why their days feel rushed, heavy, unpredictable, and expensive. The answer rarely belongs to fate. It belongs to planning. Choosing a destination you don't actually want. A surprising number of travelers end up not where they dreamed of being, but where advertising pushed them. A postcard beach from Instagram, a name trending on TikTok, a city recommended by a friend, and suddenly the decision is made. But travel becomes meaningful only when the destination matches the traveler, not the trend. A quiet introvert forces themselves into a party island. A culture lover chooses an all-inclusive resort. Someone seeking peace lands in a city that never sleeps. Travel disappointment often begins at the map stage, not at the airport. Ask yourself, before booking, what do I need? Noise or silence? Tradition or modernity? Wilderness or museums? Rest or movement? Your answer will guide you more accurately than any travel ranking list. Overplanning, turning a trip into a schedule. The desire to control travel is understandable. People fear chaos, fear wasting precious days, fear missing something important. And so they build perfect timetables. Breakfast at 8, museum at 9:30, lunch at 12, boat tour at 14, sunset at 18, dinner at 19:30. Then reality interrupts. Rain arrives. Strikes happen. Lines grow long. Buses are full. Feet get tired. Travel doesn't break the plan. The plan breaks itself. A journey is not a competition with time. It's not a collection of checked boxes. It's a conversation between a visitor and a place, and conversations cannot be scheduled to the minute. Space in the schedule allows discovery. Silence allows observation. Free evenings create real travel stories. Rigidity creates anxiety, while curiosity creates movement. Packing to prepare for fear, not reality. Most luggage is not packed for travel, it's packed for imaginary disasters. What if it rains every day? What if I need formal clothes? What if I get invited somewhere unexpected? These fears build heavy suitcases. Then travelers drag them through metro stations, cobblestone streets, airport stairs, tiny hotel elevators, and bus stations, only to wear the same 2 shirts and 1 pair of shoes. Heavy luggage doesn't protect you, it limits you. Every unnecessary object becomes weight, not only on your back, but on your mood, your rhythm, and your freedom. Packing light is not minimalism, it is respect for your own energy. Ignoring local culture before arriving. Many travelers know the location, but not the people. They memorize landmarks, museums, and beaches, but forget that each country is a living culture with etiquette, habits, silence, rules, and emotional rhythm. Some cultures speak softly, some passionately. Some eat late, others early. Some dress freely, others conservatively. Some value negotiation, others value fixed price. Travel is not only geography, it is communication. Understanding traditions before arrival changes everything. Interactions, kindness, invitations, safety, and belonging. The effort is small, 20 minutes of research, but the result is enormous. Comfort, respect, and real connection. Booking based on price, not location. A cheap hotel, far from a city's heart, may cost more than a central room, not in money, in time, patience, and transportation stress. Travelers often save on the booking screen, only to spend the same money later on endless taxis, long metro rides, or exhausted mornings. A room in the center might be smaller, older, or simpler, but it gives what a luxury room on the outskirts cannot: presence. To wake up and step directly into life. A cafe, a market, a square, a park is worth more than a modern elevator 40 minutes away. Time is the real currency of travel. Misreading weather and season. Travel happens not only on the ground, but in the sky. A tropical paradise can turn into weeks of monsoon rain. A Mediterranean summer can turn into suffocating heat waves. A winter trip can become a snowstorm that stops trains and closes airports. Travel disappointment often comes not from destination quality, but from season mismatch. The smartest travelers don't only ask, "Where do I want to go?" They ask, "When does that place breathe at its best?" A destination at the wrong time is a closed door, assuming connectivity will work on its own. People land in a new country and think they can figure it out later. But without mobile data, the traveler becomes invisible and isolated. No maps, no translation, no ride apps, no hotel updates, no emergency contact. Suddenly, a simple trip from airport to hostel becomes labyrinth. Buying an eSIM or SIM card immediately is not technology. It is emotional safety. Expecting familiarity everywhere. Meeting a new country with the expectation of your own culture is a subtle but common mistake. Travelers assume food will taste familiar, service will follow familiar logic, transportation will reflect their home system. When reality differs, irritation replaces curiosity. Travel asks for flexibility on a deeper level than comfort. It requires acceptance that schedules shift, waiters move slowly, streets close for festivals, stores break for midday rest, and life dances by other rhythms. Travel is not designed for your habits, it invites you into theirs. Before boarding, the invisible half of travel. Most problems abroad begin before departure. Overpacked bags create exhaustion. Unrealistic plans create frustration. Poor timing creates missed opportunities. Cultural blindness creates tension. Cheap bookings create hidden cost. Yet, None of these mistakes define the journey if awareness replaces pressure. Travel is not about controlling a foreign world. It is about entering it with softness. The emotional side of preparation. People often treat planning like logistics, but it is psychological. Behind packing, researching, and booking, there is desire to escape, to rest, to learn, to be elsewhere, to feel more alive. Many travelers prepare against fear, fear of hunger, weather, embarrassment, silence, getting lost. But travel is born not from defense, but from openness. Every choice before the trip should come from curiosity, not panic, from intention, not perfection, from wanting to meet the world, not prove something to it. The door that opens the journey. When the plane finally lifts, the traveler is not just changing geography. They are leaving behind assumptions, habits, control, and routine. Preparation is the first transformation not of the world, but of the traveler. Understanding why mistakes happen gives power to change them, and changing them gives space to experience the world not as a checklist, but as presence. The moment travel begins is not at the passport desk or the hotel lobby, but in the quiet realization. I am ready to meet another world, not to force it to match my own. Once the plane lands and the traveler steps into unfamiliar air, the second half of the journey begins, the part that no guidebook can completely predict. Streets feel new, voices sound different, smells and colors sharpen the senses. Yet this stage offers just as many hidden mistakes as preparation, but they appear in softer forms. Rushing, documenting instead of living, doubting plans, and forgetting to rest. Travel is not made only of views and photos. It is made of the traveler's inner rhythm, how they respond, absorb, breathe, and allow themselves to slow down. When movement becomes pressure instead of pleasure. Many travelers start strong, early wake-ups, full days, heavy exploring. But after 3 or 4 days, excitement turns into fatigue. Museums blur together, streets lose flavor. Meals become quick refueling instead of cultural tasting. But travel is not a marathon. Cities don't reward speed, they reward presence. A quiet hour in a cafe teaches more than rushing between 10 attractions in heat and crowds. A bench in a park reveals more than a checkmarked list of monuments. Travel becomes richer when movement softens. The obsession with recording everything. Phones are travel's best assistants and its greatest thieves. They give maps, translations, photos, flight updates, yet they steal sunsets, conversations, smells, and spontaneity. Many travelers realize, only after returning home, that they spent more time capturing moments than living them. Taking the perfect photo instead of feeling the air, filming the waterfall instead of hearing its voice, posting online instead of absorbing silence. Memories are not built inside devices, they are built inside attention. A recorded moment is not the same as an experienced one. Sometimes the best camera is the traveler's eyes. Tourist centers. Familiar, comfortable, and limiting. Most travelers stay in areas designed to receive them, districts with multilingual menus, souvenir shops, fast Wi-Fi, and friendly prices. These zones provide safety and simplicity, but they also create distance from authentic life. Real cities exist 2, 3, 10 streets away, where children ride bicycles without helmets, where old men play board games under trees, where food is not photographed for advertisements but cooked for neighbors. Travel deepens not when the traveler consumes culture, but when they are surrounded by it. The art of resting while traveling. One of the most underestimated skills is rest. Travelers often treat rest as a loss. If I sleep longer, I will miss something. But in reality, missing rest means missing clarity. A tired traveler sees less, feels less, and remembers less. Exhaustion ruins perspective, more than a delayed train ever could. A peaceful morning coffee, slow breakfast, or 2 hours without plans can restore curiosity and restore the senses. Rest is not separate from travel, it is part of its design. When expectations clash with reality, every destination has a myth. People imagine Bali without rain, Paris without queues, Tokyo without crowds, Rome without heat. Expectations shape anticipation, but they can also damage experience. When travelers meet real-life traffic, humidity, unexpected holidays, language barriers, they sometimes feel disappointment, not because the place failed, but because imagination replaced truth. Travel demands flexibility. Sometimes, rain becomes beauty. Silence becomes comfort. Delays become stories. A perfect trip is not one without problems, it's one where the traveler learns to dance with them. Food as the language of a place. Many travelers eat just to continue the day. But food is not simply nutrition, it is identity, memory, and geography. Local dishes tell stories of climate, trade, ancestors, and migration. A bowl of soup in Hanoi carries centuries of spice roots. A street taco in Mexico City carries entire histories of corn, empire, and survival. To eat abroad is to read a culture with your senses. Choose small family kitchens over polished chains. Taste what the city cooks for itself, not just for visitors. Getting lost without fear. Getting lost is often treated as failure, but in travel, getting lost is permission to wander, to observe, to discover streets that are not on postcards. Not knowing exactly where you are is part of the process. Cities reveal themselves most honestly when we stop chasing directions and allow ourselves to drift. A traveler who knows how to get lost knows how to travel. When coming home feels strange, the return is the quiet spiritual moment of travel. Suitcases land on familiar floors. Keys open familiar doors. Routines resume, but something inside has shifted. Travel changes pace, vocabulary, taste, emotion. Returning home sometimes feels like wearing clothes that no longer fit. Homes remain the same, but travelers don't. They bring back new rhythms, new patience, new smells in memory. Incense from temples, diesel from ports, green mango from markets, morning bread from street vendors. Travel leaves traces not on photos, but on character. Travel as a skill that matures over time. The more a person travels, the less they panic, judge, and compare. They begin to understand that travel is not the pursuit of perfection, it is the discovery of humanity. Travelers grow in stages. First, trip excitement. Second, control. Third, comparison. Fourth, acceptance. Fifth, quiet observation. By the 6th, 7th, 10th trip, a traveler becomes soft. They know that fatigue is normal, that plans change, that strangers are not enemies, and that the world does not exist for entertainment but for exchange. The inner journey. Beyond the airports and languages, something quieter happens. Travel teaches humility. It shows how big Earth is, how small routine is, how artificial borders feel, how cultures overlap, how kindness appears in unexpected forms. Travel does not remove problems, but it changes their size. A missed bus is no longer a crisis. A wrong turn becomes discovery. A broken plan becomes possibility. In the end, it is not monuments or markets that define travel, but transformation of thought, of patience, of understanding. Conclusion: becoming a smarter, softer traveler. Avoiding mistakes does not mean removing surprises. It means allowing them to arrive without fear. A traveler who prepares gently, moves slowly, eats locally, rests honestly, and observes without judgment discovers more than landscapes. They discover themselves in different shapes. Travel is not a list of sights. It is a relationship with the world. And the world, when approached with respect and curiosity, answers with generosity, beauty, and unexpected peace.